Hey everybody, Max and Brian here. We are here with James Franco. You are the director and producer and star of The Disaster Artist, which is a movie about Tommy Wiseau, the director, producer, and star of The Room.
Very meta.
Wow. That was a walk.
It's kind of trippy.
Now, I have been talking about it with Seth Rogen, produced the film. We couldn't come up with another example of a movie where the director acted in it, playing a director who acted in his own movie, and then on top of that, I stayed in character.
Right.
Can you think of another?
I don't know.
I mean, there's probably like something weird and meta like on YouTube, but I don't know if that counts as like a movie.
Yeah. All those YouTube people, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
If you take YouTube out of the equation.
If you take YouTube out of the equation forever, I think what was fascinating to me was like on a technical level, like how you made a movie about making a movie, which first of all, that's happened before, but the way you made yours was you made a movie about making a bad movie.
Yeah. I mean, there are precedents in that. You know, some of my favorite movies, in fact, Boogie Nights,
Right.
which is porn, but like
It's bad movie.
they're obviously making stuff. You know, they're not good actors.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And yeah, porn generally isn't considered like high art.
Yeah.
And then Ed Wood
Ed Wood's
by
the one,
Tim
yeah.
Burton.
I got serious Ed vibes or Ed Wood vibes.
Yeah, I mean, what I loved about that movie is it was just like Ed Wood, you know, was considered before Tommy Wiseau was considered, I think, the Orson Welles of bad movies.
Right.
But Tim Burton is a master filmmaker and framed this, you know, poor filmmaker within this lens of like this great, you know, high cinematic art.
Well, and
it's one of the most beautiful movies. You know.
You sympathize for him. I saw Ed Wood and it immediately made me watch Plan 9 from Outer Space or Glen or Glenda, and I was like, what did I just see? I was in college. I was like, we had like $5 this week to spend, and we spent it on renting this movie.
Yeah, but there's something about Tommy's movie, Tommy Wiseau's movie, The Room, that's I don't know, still alive, very vital for people that, you know, it's been going for 14 and a half years.
Yeah, they're still doing midnight showings. There's that
yeah.
like very vocal cult following.
Right.
And also like he's...
So it's a particular kind of badness.
Yeah, he's also kicking around still. He's out there.
Oh, big time. I mean, I think he's like profiting now from The Room. He paid for it at the tune of $6 million for the movie, which is surprising if you've ever seen The Room, because it looks about like $60, right? But
yeah.
I mean, part of that is he paid for all the lights, he paid for the cameras, he, you know, shot for 8 months in a parking lot. You know, he shot green screen in a parking lot, you know, for these rooftop scenes. For what reason, I don't know, or why he bought the lights, I don't know. I mean, they tried to talk him out of it. He's like, nah, this is a real Hollywood movie. No Mickey Mouse stuff.
Now, did you, obviously you've had some FaceTime with him because you managed to completely nail that impression, but like...
Well, that's the thing. You know Tommy, right, from his video game...
he did a Let's Play series a while ago. Okay. I got to interview him, and now it's
so you know
weird.
Tommy, and you were telling me that you got very little from him.
He's like a shrewd man. He
is so slippery. He will talk around you in circles upon circles, right?
Sometimes he'll just laugh in your face, and you're like, you didn't answer anything. You just laughed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and without spoiling The Disaster Artist, I went into that movie going like, I'm finally going to learn a lot about Tommy. And at the end, it was like, I didn't learn a lot about Tommy.
But you felt for him.
But yes.
You feel like you know him a little better.
That's the thing. And all these questions were still unanswered, but I was like, I do feel like I understand.
But that's the thing. Look, Tommy's facade is very thin.
Yeah.
He say, you know, the three mysteries, you know, among many, but the three main ones are, you know, where he's from, and he sounds like this, and he say from New Orleans. Like, I don't think anybody believes him, right?
How old he is.
How old he is. He said you know, when he made The Room, he was in his 20s.
Right.
Like, he's not fooling anybody, right? So it's not, our goal was not to like, all right, here's the truth. It's not that hard to figure out. What's more interesting is like, why is he holding up this facade? Why is he holding onto that so tightly? What is the kind of emotional, you know, underpinning of that? Like, why does he need to do that?
I mean, I still can't pinpoint like geographically what that accent is. Is it like
it's Eastern Europe?
Is it Eastern Europe? Because it's like a little New York too. It's like Transylvania, Brooklyn.
I took him. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. It sounds like
Vampire
Transylvania through Paris, and then like came to Hollywood.
Yeah,
and
there's a little bit of Hollywood.
Tried to get a voice coach and like failed miserably.
Yes.
I actually have his recordings with his vocal.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's trying to lose the accent and fails miserably.
Man.
Like, yeah.
Well, I don't know if you play like many video games. I started playing Skyrim again recently, and like this big open world elf game. I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent here.
Okay,
but all the characters in the game are like not Eastern European, but they all show up and they're like, "Thank you for coming to my house. I'm hoping you can do a few quests for me."
Tommy did the voice?
And it sounds like Tommy. Like you're like, I don't. This is somebody who's never heard an accent, doing another accent, but doing it well and then breaking.
Well, that's what they say about The Room. It's as if an alien from another planet came down and was like, I will show human life. You know, it's because it's there in a way. People are living in this apartment and, you know.
It's
and
outsider art.
there's a girlfriend and everything, but it's like everything is just a little off.
Right.
He's got the job at the bank doing stuff. You're like,
Well,
what is-
he even says like, he or his girlfriend says like, yeah, the computer business very competitive. Now it's true. That's true.
The computer business is kind of a broad concept there.
Just the idea of anything computer and business, yeah. I mean, to make the movie, was it bizarre to have like a cast and crew filming a cast and crew? Like there's like cameras filming cameras and
It's
some are
sort of tricky,
on.
yeah. I mean, when we were doing the on-set scenes, which were in fact what we shot first, there were a lot of meta levels as we've already established. We had to hire, like, the people that are playing the camera crew in front of our camera were all people that knew how to run a camera. Because they had to, you know, we couldn't have them suddenly, like, you know, not doing focus in the right way or putting the lights in the way. So we had all these people that were friends of the cinematographer, Brandon Tross, and they came in and, like, we're actors in a way. And then there's a character Marcus, who shoots all the behind the scenes, which Tommy actually did. And his direction to that real Marcus was film everything. And so he listened to that. Because I've seen hours upon hours of that behind the scenes footage of The Room, and it's like,
oh man,
cars pulling into the parking lot. Like unrolling the green screen. You know what I mean? But also, like filming, conversations that, where people didn't know they were being filmed. And then Tommy would go back and rewatch that, like at the end of the night. Like, I don't know how he had, I guess he didn't sleep. Right. He drinks a lot of Red Bull.
Yeah.
As, famously. And so I guess he would film all day, 12 hours, and then go home and watch 12 hours.
So did you guys have like a craft service table and then like a prop craft service table that people like ate from accidentally? Like how many times did things get mixed up, or was it sort of like you could see the layers of it all unfolding?
Well, you could sort of differentiate usually, because when we were doing the scenes on The Room set, their production value was considerably lower than ours. Like, we at least had decent food. Like, Tommy famously didn't give them water.
Right. And you did.
Yeah, there's water in the shot. Get it out of there. Yeah.
That's good. So you didn't go for that level of realism.
We had some M&Ms and some water. They didn't even have water.
They didn't even have water.
But I mean, like, if you've got like cables in the shot, or is anyone like, oh, those cables are those are actually modern cables? Get that? We need 2003 era cables in there.
No, the most confusion came from me. Like we established, like I was directing the movie, and then I sort of, the disaster artist, but then also playing Tommy directing The Room within the scenes, and I sort of stayed in character, which in some ways just made everything simpler. Mm-hmm. It was like, I just stay like this all day, And so I would direct my brother Dave, who's playing Greg Sestero, like, okay, in this scene, like maybe you're, How did you now that I do it, now I think about it, I'm like, yeah, maybe that was super bizarre. But there would be times when I'd be like, okay, we go again.
You're method acting a director and directing the method acting that you're...
Yeah. So people would be like, wait, is that Tommy?
Yeah.
Or like, it's James? Or
like when you read about like Daniel Day-Lewis, like one of the greats, it's like he stayed in character, like, he's like the I drink your milkshake guy the entire time. He wasn't directing a movie during that,
Exactly.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I took that to the next level.
Yeah, like he does it in the trailer.
On the other hand, I've heard from people that have worked with him that Spielberg can, when Daniel Day's playing Lincoln, like Spielberg can go over and like talk to him, and it's not like 14th Amendment. It's like, he can talk to him as an actor.
I love
and that was sort of me. Like I didn't, Tommy Wise, the disaster artist, I think you guys can back me up. You've
right.
seen
You
the
didn't
disaster.
direct like
Disaster
Tommy
Artist does
directed.
not
Yeah.
look like The Room. You know what I mean?
No.
There's a frame around it
Yeah.
that is of a different, kind of mode.
By the way, I love your Abraham Lincoln impression that he's just like 14th Amendment.
That's all I know about Lincoln.
He walks in, he starts the sentence with an amendment, and he's like, let's talk about other stuff now. That's fantastic.
You've got a ton of people in this movie who clearly it seems like everyone wanted to be there because this has this cult following. You got like J.J. Abrams at the top of the movie being like, this is a great film. Who was the most excited when you approached them about being in it?
There are so many. I mean, we got really lucky. We have an incredible cast of both comedians and dramatic actors. We got like Bryan Cranston, Bob Odenkirk, J.J. Abrams. And a lot of that was just fans of, because there were so many fans of The Room, and they were really psyched. And Seth Rogen was like, I've never done a project where so many people are jealous of what we're doing, Man. But I have to say, maybe the most surprising ardent fan of Tommy in The Room was Bob Odenkirk, who knew The Room, from Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Mr. Show was my
Right.
my adolescence through comedy is Mr. Show.
Right.
So to see him on the screen, I was like, yep, I'm in.
He didn't need to be in a James Franco movie. I think he's a great dude. He was awesome.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that was just he was such a big fan of the
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was excellent. I even seeing Nathan from Nathan for You, which is my favorite show on TV right now. He had an actually very prominent role in the film, which was great.
Yeah, he plays Peter, the psychologist.
Yeah.
The real Peter. So Peter is one of the. That's actually not the guy's real name, but his name in The Room is Peter. That character famously disappears halfway through The Room and is replaced by somebody else, soap opera style, and they don't even explain it. So audiences. In theatrical screenings, The Room will be like, when the new guy shows up, like, who are you? Because he just comes in, anyway. The real Peter, long before I shot the movie, The Disaster Artist, I met him on a commercial. He was doing grip work or a PA work on a commercial in LA. And he's like, hey, I play Peter in The Room. I'm like, oh, wow, I'm going to do the movie. He's like, I know. And then he's like, you should email me. And he gave me his card. I'm telling this story on here because you guys deal with video games.
Sure.
And on the thing, there was an icon from a video game, achievement unlocked, right?
Oh my God.
And it's achievement unlocked. You have met Peter from The Room.
Oh my God. This is business card?
Yeah,
oh my
that's
God.
his business card. And
It's really dorky.
what's also interesting about that is just everybody that was involved with The Room. At a certain point, at one point they probably thought, they just didn't know. A lot of them, it was their first job, or, as most actors know, they come to Hollywood. In the early days, you're just excited to do anything. And as my brother Dave will say, playing Greg, he asked the real Greg Sestero, why, did you know that it was going to be bad? And Greg sort of in the book talks about, he knew it would be bad. But on the other hand, look, Greg did this other movie right before The Room called Retro Puppet Master, which is arguably worse than The Room. It's definitely people aren't watching that 14 years later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
it's a more predictable bad, yeah.
So it's hard to know when you're in the middle of it. But at a certain point, they must have all known, this is horrible.
This is bad.
And thought, there was a small window before The Room, then developed into this cult phenomenon where they thought, all right, well, nobody will ever see it.
Yeah.
Right? And then it just sort of became this huge thing in their lives that they're identified with. And so now they're all doing their own project. Greg wrote the book.
Uh-huh.
And I know we're on a video game thing, so I should give a shout out to his co-writer Tom Bissell, who
shout out to Tom.
Writes Gears of Wars.
Yeah,
right?
it was the Gears of War, the fourth one, I think.
He's written books about video games.
Yeah, he did.
Wrote Extra Lives about video games. Great
writer.
book about sort of an argument about for video games being an art form.
Yeah.
And great book. It also goes. The last chapter is this confession about getting addicted to Grand Theft Auto 4 and then going on a weird coke binge while playing that.
It happens
in
man.
Rome. Okay. Maybe you guys talk about that a lot. I don't know. Anyway, they all have these now projects where they're almost like trying to take a little bit of ownership back, because the room has kind of, in a weird way, taken over their lives.
Right. Well, it's like a monkey paw wish. You wound up in a hit film. It's just a really, really bad hit film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's amazing. I wanted to talk to you about that for a minute because The Disaster Artist is a good film about a bad movie, but I think a lot of people try to make a bad movie on purpose, and because they're aware of it, it comes out almost too good.
Yeah,
there's stuff like Snakes on a Plane or like Sharknado.
Yes.
And they're like, we're making a bad movie. You got to come see this bad movie. And it's
Yes.
like, well, that's actually you knew it was going to be bad, and it turned out okay. How does that happen? Like, what is the perfect balance between like we're making a bad movie and we made a good movie that we're telling people is bad? I know that's a very long question.
You mean the people that go out?
Yeah, like how do you
and try to make like a campy movie?
Yeah.
Well, that's sort of the difference between Sharknado and something like The Room. Because Tommy was trying to make a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, the original poster said it all. He wrote on the original poster, Tennessee Williams level drama. And then after spending $6 million and it recouping only $1,800, he still paid on his own dime to keep it in theaters for 2 weeks to qualify for the Oscars. So it shows that Tommy was not trying to make a bad movie or a funny movie, right? When, he's a great rewriter of history and now says, yeah, I intended to be funny. And what he's saying, he's like, The Room, now he says, The Room is a safe place. You can laugh, you can cry, do whatever you like, express yourself, just don't hurt yourself. So that is, this welcome to come and have fun with The Room. And I think it's a great gift that he's giving people because now people can laugh at it and not feel cruel. You know what I mean? Like it's this.
Yeah, he's not trying to run away from it. He's being like, I meant to do that.
And when you go to a Room screening, or when all the ones I've been to, it's not nasty. It's actually kind of a communal thing. And when Tommy shows up, people are really excited to see him.
Right.
And I think that's part of the sort of weird, voodoo that he does now, and the persona that he's taken on of this kind of wacky guy that, in some ways is impenetrable. In other ways, he's got this sort of affable arrogance that allows you to laugh. You know what I mean? It's a gift almost. Anyway, with the other ones, Sharknado, Birdemic, those are a thing. You know what I mean? And there are, followings of those movies, but they're not playing once a month in almost every major city, right? And so I think what the secret sauce is with Tommy and The Room, and why it makes The Room stand apart from all the other bad movies is there is heart underneath it. Tommy threw himself into it. It is a very personal statement, whether he admits it or not now, about how he felt at the time and that the world had betrayed him.
Yeah.
Because in the Room, his girlfriend Lisa and
you're really good at that voice.
I can't. I think it's just like a virus.
This is gonna be one of those things you're doing.
I'm not going to be able to direct or do it. Any sort of accent. Like I do this show, The Deuce, for HBO.
Yeah, which I love.
I have a Brooklyn accent and I play twins. I think next season it's just going to be like, hey,
what are the twins want to
Where are you going on 42nd Street? I'm not going to be able to get rid of it.
So we actually put together some quick quotes. They are from some famous movies and from some famous video games. Now here's the thing about video games. Most of the writing is not good. It's not good. And we were wondering if you could just fly through a couple of them.
What writing? What do you mean?
So these are some famous quotes from movies and some famous quotes from video games. I don't know if you want to.
Okay.
I was wondering if you could read this one specifically.
But you get people like Tom Bissell is
he's a good writer.
No, he's a great writer. There are good writers. Yeah.
But it took a long time to get to Tom. Like the 80s and 90s, we didn't have Tom Bissell.
I see.
We had your Tommies. It got a little different.
Okay.
So
you picked a particularly good bad one.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start you with a very bad one. This is from a video game.
Do I have to guess?
Resident
what am I
Evil.
doing?
No, I'm just
doing it.
So this is from Resident Evil. This is Barry Burton. I was hoping you could do this as Tommy.
Yeah, I'll do them all as Tommy.
Okay.
Joe, here's a lockpick. It might come in handy if you, the master unlocking, tag it, will you?
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah. So that's one of the lines that actually went on to be like cult status in video games because it's very bad. It's very. He says it in like a haunted house. It's not good.
Okay.
I think you actually did it better than the original.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, you kind of. Yeah.
This is probably the most iconic line from all of video games. This is Super Mario.
I can't remember Mario talking.
Oh, he just recently he had like this Italian disease where he couldn't talk for 30 years. Now it's okay.
It's me, Mario. Oh, hi, Mario.
This one's from Metal Gear Solid.
Do you believe love can bloom on the battlefield? That sounds like a Tommy quote.
Yes,
That's definitely a Tommy quote.
This is from the game Shenmue, which I still don't really understand, but people love it.
Oh, man. This could be a Tommy quote.
Yep.
Do you know where I can find some sailors? Okay.
Let's do, this is from Mortal Kombat. This gets yelled a lot in the arcades in the 90s.
Get over here!
All right.
This is resonating with you guys on a whole other level than I knew.
This is very good. Should we do another video game one, or do you want a movie one?
Let's do one more game one.
Okay, let's do one more game one. What do we have in here? What do we have? Okay, this one's good. This one's very good. You're gonna love this. This one is from Fallout.
Okay.
And it's spoken very seriously in the game. So
It's Ron Perlman who voices it in the game.
Oh, wow.
He's been doing it for like 4 or 5 games now. He is a good actor. This is actually not that bad of a line, but how would Tommy do it?
War never changes. There you go.
All right, last two.
All right.
This is from Skyrim, the game I talked about earlier, which this is perfect for him because a lot of people talk like him in this game.
I used to be a adventurer like you. Then I took arrow to knee. Okay.
All right, and finally from Destiny, this was Peter Dinklage.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They actually they patched it out because people made fun of it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A wizard came from the moon. All right, there you go.
Thank you so much.
I don't know how Dinklage said
No,
it.
that was well. They cut his line, so that is
with the
perfect.
passion of Tennessee Williams. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
James, thank you so much.
Yeah, seriously.
All right,
yeah,
dude.
This is
The
awesome.
Disaster Artist is in theaters. Go see it. Bring your friends. Go see it. Yell at the screen. Get excited. It's an awesome time. And then go see The Room if you haven't already.
There you go.
If you have seen The Room, see it again. It gets worse every time.
Just don't hurt yourself.
Don't hurt yourself.
That was us talking to James Franco about The Disaster Artist. We also talked to Robert Pattinson about his most recent movie, Good Time, which is very cool. And I talked to Jackie Chan about The Foreigner. Movies, they're everywhere.